Arsenal's next two January signings could be revealed very, very soon, with links still out there to Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyokeres. And let's not forget, Nico Williams is still on the radar. The January transfer window is only a couple of months away. We've got November and December, and then bang, we are there. And I've seen a number of links today with Edu meeting up with Gyokeres' agent. Benjamin Sesko is still on the radar. Nico Williams is set to be one of the most hottest prospects in the January window, with potentially up to 20 football clubs looking for his signature. And we're going to break it down what Arsenal could do in the January window to essentially make them win the Premier League, because that January transfer window is arguably going to be Guardiola's biggest one he's had so far during his managerial reign as the Man City manager, with Rodri's ACL injury. There's a couple of knocks today coming out of Martinelli and Saka, both picking up knocks. Mikel Merino's just returning from injury, and Odegaard. But we're going to break it all down in this video. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. If we get 300 likes, that would be absolutely glorious. And we are absolutely steamrolling our way towards 30,000 subscribers. We are only 55 subscribers away from 28,000. So what are you waiting for? Go down, join the community. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, one thing that's worth noting, and I want to start with Benjamin Sesko, and then we'll get on to Gyokeres, and then we'll get on to Nico Williams. Now, Benjamin Sesko was the first transfer of the summer window last year that was heavily linked to Arsenal. Last season, he had a good season. He got 14 goals and 2 assists in 31 games. And a lot of those goal contributions were off the bench. Now, Arsenal wanted to make their move. They tried to make their move, and then he signed a new contract. And to be honest with you, I actually think he was advised correctly. Now, hear me out. Erling Haaland was in a very similar situation at Borussia Dortmund, where Manchester United wanted to come in for him. And he wanted to get an extra year's football experience under his belt. He then went on to win the DF Pokal German Cup with Dortmund. And then when another opportunity, come his way, he decided to take it. And I think Benjamin Sesko has shown his loyalty to RB Leipzig, who had a very strong start to the season again. And I think another year's experience under his belt. Bearing in mind, the guy's only 21 years of age. Like, he's a very young player. And he's heavily linked with Arsenal. So he signs this new deal, and then Arsenal potentially go back in January or the summer. Now, he's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 6 games this season. In the Champions League, he's played 2 games and got 3 goals. So he's played 8 games overall and has got 7 goal contributions, which is very good, considering I don't think he is the main striker at Leipzig, because, of course, they have got Luis Openda, who is an absolute monster. The last game they won against Heidenheim, it was Openda that scored. And they kind of played them in a 2, which was a 4-2-2, with Xavi Simons and Nusa as the cams, with Openda and Benjamin Sesko as the strikers. Now, I think he would be a very good signing for Arsenal. He, of course, was heavily linked. I think he's open to a move next year. Could Arsenal potentially go in for him in January? Well, there's a lot of links at the moment linking him away from the club. And there's a lot of reports coming out saying that Arsenal are heavily interested. He's got 24 goals in 51 games with 5 assists, 29 goal contributions. What's that? 1.2 goal contributions roughly every game. He's got 15 goals in 37 for Slovenia. He's got a good Champions League record where he's got 5 goals in 10. And he is still heavily linked. Now, I think he would be a very, very good signing for Arsenal. Bearing in mind, the guy is only 21, and he was only 21 a few months ago, back in May. The other player they'll be heavily linked to, and according to various reports coming out from Portugal, that Edu did actually meet up with Victor Gyokeres' agent to discuss a potential deal. Now, it's worth noting that back in the summer, I brought up a report that the Coventry sell-on clause, when Victor Gyokeres joined Sporting from Coventry, that they negotiated the sell-on clause down from 10% down to 5%, which for me, looking at it from the outside in, means that they are expecting the sale of the player. Now, Victor Gyokeres has had an unbelievable start again in Liga Portugal for Sporting with 8 games, 11 goals, and 1 assist, which genuinely is absolutely ridiculous. He's got 2 games this season in the Champions League with 1 goal. He's got 7 goal contributions in 9 in the Europa League. In a Sporting shirt, he's got 55 goals and 18 assists. It's like my pro clubs record in 61 games, which is an absolutely unbelievable return. And of course, Sporting have had a very good start to Liga Portugal, where they currently sit top of the tree. They have played 8. They have scored 27. They have won 8. They have conceded 2. And they have a plus goal difference of 25. Now, it's worth noting as well that RB Leipzig have had a very good start to the season, and they are only 1 point off of Bayern Munich. So the players that Arsenal are being linked to are doing very well in their respective leagues, in their respective clubs. You know, I tell a lie, Bayern Munich are actually top of the Bundesliga only on goal difference, and it is RB Leipzig that are behind Bayern Munich. Now, one thing that's worth noting as well, we're really going to actually get to see Leipzig live in the flesh when they play Liverpool in a couple of weeks' time in Germany. Benjamin Sesko will, of course, be watched by a lot of Liverpool fans because they are linked, and as well as Arsenal fans. And the last player that Arsenal have been heavily linked to, and again, the reports are starting to pick up, is Nico Williams. Now, he hasn't had the best of starts to this season. He's played 7 games in La Liga, only has 1 goal, and has got 2 games in the Europa League, only has 1 assist, so 2 goal contributions in 9 games. Now, one thing that's worth noting as well is that La Liga, I don't think Bilbao have had the best of starts this season. They are Villarreal actually in the top 4. Villarreal, Athletic Bilbao, Athletic Club are down in 6th. They've played 9, won 4, drawn 2, lost 3, scored 13, conceded 10. Their recent results, of course, you know, that they played in the Europa League, which they won against AZ Alkmaar. They lost 2-1 to Girona. They drew 1-1 with Sevilla. They drew 1-1 with Roma. They beat Celta Vigo 3-1. They beat Leganés 2-0. They beat Las Palmas 3-2. They lost to Atletico, Barcelona, and obviously drew with Getafe. But obviously, Nico Williams, we know his talent. Just because he's had a bad start to the season does not mean that he's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. And I also wanted to talk about, I think, in my personal opinion, Arsenal will definitely make a move for one of the 3. And I'm leaning towards, I think they will move for Benjamin Sesko. You know, Nico Williams, top player, had an unbelievable Euros where the guy scored, 2 goals, 1 assist in 6 games. And he actually did score the winner against England. He's only 22. Sesko is only 22, 21. And Gyokeres is 26. They're all roughly, the same sort of age. There's only a few years difference between Nico Williams and Benjamin Sesko. Now, one thing that's noting as well, Arsenal have not had the best of luck with injuries so far this season, with Mikel Merino, first day in the football club, dislocates his shoulder. Martin Odegaard has missed around 4 weeks or so in an Arsenal shirt so far with that shoulder injury. And of course, Martin Odegaard hasn't had the best start to this season in terms of his luck. He's missed around 4 games. There's now, missed around 6-7 games. And there's now rumors that he may miss football until around December. Now, one thing I do want to mention as well is Martinelli. There's a lot of rumors that he has picked up a knock recently, and Bukayo Saka had a hamstring strain, which he was then sent back from England international duty. The Premier League is back this weekend, and of course, we have got no more international. England have got no more games until the 14th of November, where unfortunately there is another international break where England play Greece and Ireland. Now, when you look at the Premier League fixtures this weekend, Arsenal have got a favourable fixture where they will play Bournemouth Saturday, 5:30 away, that is, of course, at the Vitality Stadium. I do expect Arsenal to go out and get the 3 points, but Nico Williams, Victor Gyokeres, and Benjamin Sesko, all three of these players comfortably improve this Arsenal 11 and this Arsenal team. And one thing I wanted to talk about is that left-hand side at Arsenal. No one's really made it their own this season. Leandro Trossard has had a few good games, and Gabriel Martinelli has had a few good games, but it's not. I still think it's up for grabs. You know, Martinelli this season has got 1 goal. For Arsenal, has got 2 goals and 2 assists in the 7 games, and of course Trossard has got. He had a really good game against Aston Villa. He's got 2 goals in 7 games. Last year, he had 12 goals. Martinelli didn't have the best of seasons. Now, you look at Nico Williams, he would be perfect for Arsenal in that left-hand side. Benjamin Sesko is an interesting one because predominantly he plays as a number 9, as well as Victor Gyokeres plays as a number 9 as well. So, you know, Kai Havertz has really stepped up this season. What's he got? 7 goals at the Emirates on the bounce, which is just absolutely ridiculous now. He's got 4 goals and 1 assist in 7 games this season, with 1 goal in the Champions League and 1 goal in the League Cup. So he's got 6 goals, and I think all of them have come at the Emirates. Last year in the league, he's got 20 goal contributions in 37 games, 1 goal in the Champions League in 10 games, and he didn't score in the League Cup. So he's already equaled his Champions League record of last year. And I think he's really stepped up when Arsenal have had a few absentees with the likes of Odegaard and Saka as well. Saka has been absolutely phenomenal this season. He's got 10 goal contributions. He's got 7 assists and 2 goals in the league, and he's got 1 goal in the Champions League. He had a really good Champions League campaign last year as well, where he got 4 goals and 4 assists, and he's really stepped up with the Odegaard injury. Now, of course, Martin Odegaard, well, I don't know if the rumors are true about him potentially being out until December. I don't know if the rumors are true about him being back after the October international break. What I will say is, you know, that Arsenal injury has been an absolute kick in the backside for them. When they are back, though, I do think Arsenal will, you know, I fancy them to go and comfortably go and beat Bournemouth. And then they've got an interesting run of games after that where they will play Shakhtar Donetsk, which I think they will beat comfortably as well. And then it's Liverpool, which is an absolutely huge fixture for both teams. And then it's Preston. Then after we get into November, they play Newcastle United away, Inter Milan away, and Chelsea away as well. So the games are coming thick and fast. And I think a lot of these teams will be already looking for that January transfer window, knowing the fact that you look at Pep Guardiola, the guy genuinely has had, you know, 2 big injuries so far this season with regards to, you know, Oscar Bob being, you know, he broke his leg. And then, of course, you know, Rodri's injury, which is an absolute gut punch if you're a City fan. So obviously Manchester City will be looking at, could they potentially bring in a Zubimendi? Could they bring in a wide player as well? And I also think they probably need another number 9 as well, because if Haaland does get an injury, the drop, there isn't a backup there at the moment. You could probably play Foden in the false 9, but, you know, I don't think Guardiola wants that headache anytime soon. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're an Arsenal fan or a Liverpool fan or a Chelsea fan or a City fan or a Spurs fan, who do you think will be the best signing for Arsenal? Do you think City will go in and strengthen as well? Make sure you drop a like. I'm out. Thank you for watching.